Hello everyone. In this video, we'll discuss about Francis Bacon's essay of Truth. Francis Bacon was born in the year 1561 in London, England. He served as an Attorney General and Lord Chancellor of England. Due to the corruption, he resigned himself as Lord Chancellor of England. He values philosophical work. He took up the ideas of Aristotle. He approached life with scientific ideologies and scientific methods. Even today, Bacon is widely regarded as a major figure in scientific methodology and natural philosophy from the time of English Renaissance. He advocates with an organized system of obtaining knowledge with a humanitarian goal in mind. Now let's move to the summary of the essay of Truth. Man has a great curiosity to know what is truth, isn't it? So Bacon here tells us or briefs us to understand the ethics of truth. He begins his essay with the reference of Pilate. Pilate is the ancient Roman governor of Judea. This ancient Roman governor, he is also curious to know a lot about truth. He is also skeptic, meaning he is a person who always doubts about something, whether it is true or whether it is right, like that. Certainly, there are some people who delight in frequent change in their beliefs. In contrast, there are some people who remain fixed in their belief. Belief is a type of mental captivity which makes man's free thoughts and actions difficult. There are some skeptic philosophers in Greece. Those philosophers are not constant in their belief. According to their view, whatever a man took to believe was true. So they prefer alteration of their beliefs. Then Bacon says, truth is very difficult to discover, but it is discovered that truth imposes upon man's thought. When a truth is discovered, man cannot change his opinion anymore because he is bound by truth. Man is corrupt because man has a natural love for lie from the ancient time. The poets tell lies in order to make interest and give pleasure to their readers. Similarly, businessmen tell lie to gain more commercial profit. Sometimes men tell lies for the lie's sake. One after the other, they lie. Followed by this, Bacon says that truth is like broad daylight in which the things are seen in their original form and shape. But falsehood is like candlelight where the things lose their original glory and genuineness. Under the false light, the artificial things show up very magnificent, which they are not actually truth. Truth gives greater pleasure when a lie has been added to it. That is why man cannot live without falsehood. If the malpractices like vain opinions, false hopes, wrong valuations are taken out of man's mind, his mind will be full of melancholy and illness. And that's why Bacon says man has a great love for lie that keeps him happy. Then Bacon talks about an early writer of church. This early writer of church, he describes poetry as the wine of the devils because it gives rise to fancies in the mind and encourages lies. Poetry tells lies which are received by the mind and then forgotten, and so it does not hurt us, for they do not settle down in the mind. But such harm is done by those lies which sink into the mind and settle down there. Then Bacon talks about a man who understands truth. A man who understands truth realizes the value of it. Truth alone is capable of judging its nature or defining itself. The inquiry of truth is the love making of it. The knowledge of truth is the presence of it. and the belief of truth is the enjoying of it. These three ideas are taught by truth itself. Truth is the supreme good of human nature. Now Bacon talks about the creations of God. In the 6 working days, God has created inanimate as well as animate. The first thing God created was the light, and the final thing that He created was the rational faculty, which He bestowed upon man. Then God leisurely He began to illuminate the minds of man by grace of divine truth. First, God infused light upon the face of matters or chaos. Then He infused light into the face of man. Even now, God inspires light into the face of a person whom He wants to give special favor. Followed by this, Bacon talks about a poet, Lucretius. Titus Lucretius Carus, he is a Roman poet and a philosopher. Bacon appreciates the observation of Lucretius. Lucretius has observed the greatest pleasure of a man was the realization of truth, and not any pleasure of the world is comparable to it. When a man stands on a position or in a highest place, then he can view the richness of truth. I mean, he can best see the errors, wanderings, lies, follies, and foibles that prevail in the world. The outlook of man should fill with pity, not with pride or arrogance. The reasons of human beings should be based upon truth. Then he talks about people who believe in theology and philosophy. People think that theology and philosophical truth is supreme, but the truth of everyday social life is much important than theological truth and philosophical truth. When we go to deal with men, we should follow clear and direct way of dealing, because clear-cut and straightforward manner of conduct is the supreme honor of men's nature. Usually, men mix falsehood with truth to gain advantages easily. But somehow, his mixture of falsehood debases his humanity and lowers his degree. Falsehood brings man disgrace and hatred. Bacon now refers about Montaigne. Montaigne is also known as Lord of Montaigne. He is one of the most significant philosophers of the French Renaissance, and also he is popular in writing literary genre essays. Bacon agrees with what Montaigne has said. Montaigne says, in telling a lie, man is brave towards God and a coward towards men. It is because man has no courage to tell a lie to his brethren. At the end, Bacon concludes by saying, the wickedness of falsehood and loss of faith will come under the penalty of the doomsday. Doomsday is the day when God will appear to call all human beings for the final judgment. Hope this video helped you to learn about Bacon's essay of truth. For more videos, stay subscribed. Thank you. See you again.